Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Meditation Podcast. I'm excited to have you here with me this morning as we read Dr. White's meditation. And it's titled, A Warning Against Deception. Colossians 2, verse 8 and 9. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ. We see 5 things from this passage of Scripture. Human reason is not the way to know God. Romans 1, verse 19 through 21 says, Because that which may be known of God is manifest in them, for God hath showed it unto them. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. Because that when they knew God, they glorified him not as God, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imagination, and their foolish heart was darkened. The word became vain means that they rejected clearly revealed truths about God and creation, so that God in wrath caused their minds to become darkened. The word darken means to be covered with darkness. It means that the light of the mind did not go out itself. God turned the light out at a specific point of time. Anything man comes up with through human reason will not lead to God. It will lead away from God. The second thing, God addresses the issue of wisdom of this world directly and rejects it. 1 Corinthians 1, verse 19 through 24. For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise, and will bring to naught the understanding of the prudent. Where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this world? Hath not God made foolish the wisdom of this world? For after that, in the wisdom of God, the world by wisdom knew not God. It pleased God by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe. For the Jews require a sign, and the Greeks seek after wisdom. But we preach Christ crucified, unto the Jew a stumbling block, and unto the Greeks foolishness. But unto them which are called, both Jews and Greeks, Christ the power of God and the wisdom of God. This passage clearly says the world by wisdom knew not God. It's still true. The secular scholars of learning would rather teach a book of Satanism or witchcraft than the Bible. The third thing we see, when God calls preachers to represent him, he does not choose them for the wise of the world. 1 Corinthians 1 verse 26 through 29 says, For ye see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called, but God hath chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. And God hath chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty. And base things of the world, and things which are despised, hath God chosen, yea, and things which are not, to bring to naught things that are, that no flesh should glory in his presence. Preachers need to be learned in the Scripture, but I'm afraid that this is not what is being emphasized in preacher training centers today. You could not do anything to offend the wise of the world more than take this passage at face value and dangle it before their eyes. Even the ministry has been drawn into a maze of this Dr. Doodle Digger stuff. There are more doctors in the ministry today than there are patients. Even in the old commentaries, they dance around this issue while someone plays a fiddle on the roof. It is hard for the flesh, even in the Christian, to admit that there is nothing good in it and there is nothing good that can come out of it. The fourth thing we see, men go after men to make them slaves to their ideas. The word spoil you, we learned, means to carry one off as a captive or a slave, to lead away from the truth, to subject ones to one's false doctrine. The false religion of the world, including many so-called Christian churches, makes slaves of people. Jesus came to set men free. Grace is the only thing that will do that. And the fifth thing we see, the teaching of Christ should be what we use to detect and refute error. He concludes the verse in the last phrase, and not after Christ. May the Lord bless these words to our hearts today.